Doctors used to tell me I should have taken it easy years ago, that by the time I reached my 70s I'd slow down, stiffen up, maybe even settle for just getting by. But I'm 88 now, and I still do my own shopping, cook my own meals, and I haven't taken a prescription in over 2 decades. I don't say that to brag. I say it to remind you that age doesn't decide how you feel. Your habits do. And the ones I've practiced aren't complicated. They're not expensive. And they're definitely not what you'll see in flashy ads or trending health fads. But they work. You see, I'm not interested in shortcuts. I'm interested in what lasts. What keeps a person not just alive, but alive with purpose, with energy, with clarity. That's what I've found through 5 simple, consistent habits. None of them take more than a few minutes. None of them require special equipment, apps, or diets, but every one of them sends a signal to my body and mind. We're still in this. And that signal matters more than most people realize. Most folks wait until something breaks before they start paying attention, but I believe in tuning the engine before it sputters. That's how I've managed to avoid illness, stay sharp, and stay mobile. It's not about never aging, it's about aging with intention. These 5 daily practices have been my quiet revolution against decline. And no, I didn't invent them. They're rooted in science, reinforced by research, and shaped by lived experience. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you the simple shifts that transformed my mornings, strengthened my body, sharpened my mind, and built a kind of resilience that no pill has ever given me. And I hope you'll see this for what it is. Not advice from a doctor, but wisdom from someone who's lived through the noise and found what really matters. If you've ever wondered whether it's too late to change your health, your energy, your life, let me tell you something right now. It's not. You don't have to do everything, but you can start with something. Start small, start today. Gentle start when waking up. I used to think mornings were meant to be slow and stiff, that after 70, it was just normal to groan a little getting out. So off bed, to feel that tightness in the back or knees, and to shuffle to the kitchen for a cup of coffee before anything else. But then I made one small change, just one, and it shifted everything. I started moving the moment I woke up. Not a workout, not yoga, just light, simple movements to greet the day. And let me tell you, I didn't realize how powerful those first 5 minutes could be until I felt the difference. You see, after a full night's sleep, your muscles don't just lie still. They tighten. Your circulation slows down. Your joints feel like they've been paused for hours, because they have. So if the first thing you do in the morning is roll out of bed and head straight for the coffee pot, you're missing a golden opportunity to wake your body up the right way. What I do is simple. Before I even sit up, I rotate my ankles. I stretch, my arms over my head. I bend my knees gently and pull them toward my chest. Once I sit up, I do a slow neck roll, left, then right. Then I stand and do a few shoulder rolls and side bends. The whole thing takes about 3 minutes, maybe 5 if I'm moving slow that day. But those few minutes have changed how I feel for the rest of the day. My balance is better. My stiffness is gone by breakfast. And best of all, I don't dread getting up anymore. I look forward to it. Doctors and therapists call it mobility activation or dynamic wake-up, but I just call it common sense. You wouldn't start a car and slam the gas pedal before the engine's ready, would you? Then why do we treat our bodies that way? Especially as we get older, we need to warm up our system gently, get the blood flowing, remind our joints that they're still useful. And it's not about being athletic, it's about being able to move through your day without aches, able to prevent a fall just by having a little more flexibility in your ankles, able to reach the top shelf, tie your shoes, or walk down stairs without holding your breath. So if you've been feeling like your body's betraying you each morning, Don't reach for the painkillers. Reach for movement. It doesn't have to be fancy, it just has to be done. And if you make it a habit, if you greet the day with motion, your body will start greeting you back with strength and comfort you thought were long gone. Try it tomorrow. Just 5 minutes. That small act could be the most powerful health decision you make all day. Drinking a glass of golden water each morning. For most of my life, I started the day with plain water, or sometimes nothing at all. I never really thought much about it, but then a friend of mine who's just a few years older and sharp as a tack told me about something he called his golden glass. I thought he was joking at first, but he wasn't. Every morning, before breakfast, before coffee, even before brushing his teeth, he drinks a warm glass of water with lemon and a pinch of turmeric. Just that. And he swears by it. He said it changed everything for him, his digestion, his joints, even his mood. I was skeptical, but curious enough to try. And after a few weeks, I began to understand what he meant. That golden water had a quiet kind of power. At first I noticed it in my stomach. I wasn't as bloated after meals. My appetite felt cleaner, if that makes sense. I didn't crave heavy breakfasts or feel sluggish mid-morning. Then came the changes in my joints. I used to wake up with aching fingers and knees that felt like rusty hinges. But something in that warm blend of lemon and turmeric seemed to soothe the inflammation from the inside out. It's not a miracle cure, but it's like oiling a creaky door every morning. It just opens more smoothly. Lemon, as simple as it seems, helps rehydrate the body after sleep, supports digestion, and gives a small but refreshing dose of vitamin C. And turmeric. That golden spice isn't just for curry. It's one of nature's most powerful anti-inflammatories. Studies have shown it helps with joint pain, memory, even heart health. Just a pinch in warm water, with a squeeze of lemon, and you've created a drink that gently wakes up every part of your system. Some people add a touch of honey or a dash of black pepper to help the turmeric absorb better. I do that when I remember, but honestly, even the basic version does wonders. What matters more than the ingredients, though, is the ritual. Starting your day with something intentional, something natural, something that doesn't come out of a bottle or a pill box. At our age, we've learned that small daily habits shape how we feel far more than occasional grand gestures. And this golden glass, it's one of the easiest, cheapest, and most comforting habits I've found. No side effects, no prescriptions. Just a warm cup of health that I give to myself before I give my day to the world. If you've been waking, up tired, stiff, or just a little off, try it. Tomorrow morning, before coffee, before breakfast. Just you and your golden glass. Give it a week. You might be surprised how something so small can quietly unlock energy, comfort, and clarity. 3 healing walks every day. I used to think of walking as just a way to get from one place to another, something functional, almost boring. But something changed after I turned 70. Maybe it was the quiet in the mornings, or the ache in my back after too much sitting, or the sudden loss of a neighbor who had always been full of life. One day I simply put on my shoes and stepped outside. No destination, no rush. Just one foot in front of the other. I thought I was just going for a walk. But slowly, gently, that walk became something else. It became a kind of medicine, a way to heal. At our age, it's easy to feel like the body is slowly closing in on itself. Joints stiffen, breathing gets shallow. The world feels like it's moving too fast. But walking, especially walking in nature or even just around the neighborhood, opens us back up. It wakes up the lungs, stretches the spine, and gets the blood flowing to places we forgot needed it. I found that when I walk first thing in the morning, even just for 15 minutes, my whole day feels smoother. My thoughts are clearer. My mood is lighter. And that heaviness in my chest, the one that sometimes visits without warning, begins to lift. But walking is more than physical. There's something deeply emotional about it. When we walk alone, we think better. We remember people. We process feelings. I've had some of the most healing conversations with myself while walking under trees past blooming flowers or along old familiar roads. I've cried while walking. I've laughed out loud. I've prayed. I've let go of things I didn't even realize I was holding. It's strange how the rhythm of the steps seems to calm the rhythm of the mind. Some people listen to music while they walk. Others walk with a friend or spouse. For me, I often walk in silence. I like to hear the birds, the wind, the way my feet sound on the gravel. It reminds me that I'm still here, still moving, still alive. Doctors say walking helps reduce blood pressure, control blood sugar, ease arthritis, and even protect memory. But honestly, I don't walk for any of those reasons. Not really. I walk because it makes me feel whole. Every step is a quiet act of self-care. A gentle protest against the idea that we have to slow down until we stop. A daily reminder that healing doesn't always come in pills or procedures. Sometimes it comes from something as simple as moving forward. So if you're feeling stuck, heavy, or unsure of what to do with your mornings, just walk. Around the block, down the path, across the garden, go slow, go steady, and let the walk do what it's always done for those who are willing to take it. It heals. Protein-rich breakfast. There was a time when I believed that a cup of tea and a piece of toast were enough to start my day. Light, simple, easy to digest, or so I thought. But as the years passed, I noticed something. By mid-morning, my hands would tremble a little. My focus would drift. Sometimes I felt dizzy or unusually tired before noon. I brushed it off as age. But then I heard something that changed the way I thought about breakfast forever. Protein is your morning anchor. And from that day on, I began treating breakfast not as a light snack, but as a moment of nourishment and strength. For people like us, over 60, 70, even 80, the body doesn't absorb or use nutrients the way it used to. Muscle mass declines faster, energy dips lower, and recovery takes longer. That's why a protein-rich breakfast isn't just a good idea, it's essential. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, a handful of nuts, or even a small piece of grilled chicken left over from the night before. These foods give the body the building blocks it needs to stay strong and steady. And when paired with a bit of whole grain or some fruit, it becomes a meal that carries us through the day with surprising energy and clarity. I still enjoy my tea in the morning, of course, but now I'll often scramble 2 eggs with spinach or spread natural peanut butter on a slice of whole wheat bread. Sometimes I make a simple chia pudding with milk and let it sit overnight in the fridge. It's ready by morning and packed with protein and fiber. I don't cook anything fancy, just honest food. Food that feeds the muscles, steadies the blood sugar, and helps me stay alert and balanced, especially when I need to walk, do errands, or even just read the newspaper without nodding off. And here's something I didn't expect. After a few weeks of having proper protein in the morning, my cravings for sweets and snacks throughout the day started to fade. I felt more satisfied, less irritable, and less tempted to nibble on things that never truly filled me. That quiet strength in the body, it begins with how you start your day. The truth is, we don't have to eat like we're in a hurry anymore. Every morning is a gift, and breakfast is one of the few routines we can shape to protect our health. It doesn't take much, just a little intention, a boiled egg, a slice of cheese, a spoonful of yogurt. Each bite is an investment in strength, balance, and independence. We may be aging, yes, but we are not fading. And the right breakfast helps remind us of that. So tomorrow morning, before you reach for the toast alone, ask yourself, what will feed not just your hunger but your strength? Start there and watch how your day, your life quietly begins to change. Resetting the mind every morning. In my younger days, I used to wake up and immediately dive into the demands of the world, checking the clock, worrying about the day ahead, thinking of all the things that needed doing. But with age, I've learned something quietly powerful. How we begin our mornings shapes the quality of our entire day. These days, before I even step out of bed, I take a few moments to reset my mind. It's a habit that doesn't cost anything, doesn't require equipment or special training, but the reward is immeasurable. Just a few quiet minutes can bring peace, clarity, and strength that lasts until nightfall. What does it mean to reset the mind? For me, it's about pausing before the noise starts. Sometimes I sit by the window and listen to the morning birds, allowing their songs to calm me. Other mornings I simply breathe, deeply, slowly, and remind myself that I've been gifted. Another day. I think about what truly matters, about the people I love and the small joys I still have. Warm sunlight, a gentle breeze, the smell of coffee in the kitchen. When the mind begins in peace, it's easier to meet challenges with grace. The aches in the body, the small frustrations of aging, they don't seem as heavy when the heart is steady. I used to think meditation was something only young or spiritual people did, but I've since learned it's something we all can benefit from, especially in our later years. You don't have to sit cross-legged or chant. Just closing your eyes for a few moments, letting your thoughts slow and choosing a simple focus. Your breath, a gentle phrase like, I am safe, or today is a new gift, can work wonders. It's not about controlling the mind, but gently guiding it, like calming a child who's just woken from a bad dream. Sometimes I write a short note to myself, be kind today, or let go of what you can't change. I leave it on the table or mirror where I'll see it later. Other times I recall a memory that fills me with gratitude, a family meal, a friend's laughter, a quiet walk under the trees. These small acts done daily anchor my mind in the present. They pull me away from worry and regret and bring me back to this moment, which is all we truly have. It's easy to overlook this quiet practice in a world that praises busyness. But in this stage of life, we have the rare gift of time. Time to slow down, to reflect, to choose how we want to feel each day. Resetting the mind isn't about escaping reality. It's about preparing for it, strengthening the spirit before we even put on our slippers. And the more I do it, the more I realize peace isn't something we find. It's something we create, each morning with intention and love. So tomorrow, before the rush of life begins, sit for a while with yourself. Take a breath, be still, and remind your heart. You are here, you are alive, and today is yours to shape. 6. Breathing deeply for 10 counts outdoors. Each morning, every morning, before he even thinks about breakfast, he steps outside, looks up at the sky, and takes a few deep breaths. What might seem like a simple action is actually a powerful ritual that has been part of his daily routine for decades. Before doing anything else, he allows his lungs to take in fresh air, inhaling deeply for 10 counts. This isn't just to fill his lungs. It's about resetting his body and mind. The first deep breath fills his chest, awakening his lungs from a long night of stillness. With each breath, he imagines oxygen flooding his bloodstream, waking up his cells, giving energy to his muscles and joints. It's not just about breathing, it's a signal to his body. The fresh morning air is his invitation to live with intention and vitality for the day ahead. Over the years, this small act has transformed his mornings. What might seem trivial is, in fact, a ritual that keeps him young at heart. His body responds by feeling more energized, alert, and prepared for the day. He's never felt sluggish or groggy when he takes the time to do this. In fact, this practice has become something of a lifeline for him. Even in the winter or on rainy days, he'll stand by the door, open the window, and breathe deeply. This simple act of breathing in fresh air every morning has also been linked to scientific studies, with experts noting that taking deep, controlled breaths can reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and boost overall circulation. When he inhales, he's not just filling his lungs, he's filling himself with a sense of clarity and purpose. This ritual has been so crucial to his health that it has helped him remain disease-free, stay alert, and maintain mental clarity well into his 90s. It's a reminder to all of us that sometimes the simplest habits, breathing, stepping outside, and grounding ourselves, can be the most effective ways to stay vibrant and energized. Splashing cold water on his face to wake up circulation and mind before breakfast, before stretching, and before any physical activity, he performs one very important act, splashing his face with cold water. This might seem like a minor detail, but it's actually a deliberate strategy he's followed for decades. The cold water doesn't just wash away the sleepiness, it's a wake-up call for his entire system. The shock of cold water on his skin sends an immediate signal to his brain. It activates the nervous system, bringing sharpness and awareness. His face, which had been still and dormant throughout the night, is suddenly alert. The cold stimulates the circulation in his face and upper body, waking up his heart and encouraging blood flow. It's a simple and natural way of kick-starting his day without caffeine or any artificial stimuli. What's fascinating is the science behind this. Cold water on the face has been shown to increase blood circulation to the brain and promote better focus. It's a way to quickly rehydrate the skin and stimulate the production of endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that lift mood. This habit not only helps him feel energized, but also supports a glowing, youthful complexion. At 92, he's still remarkably sharp and energetic, and part of that has to do with this simple practice of splashing cold water on his face every morning. When he does this, it sends a powerful message to his body. You're alive, you're awake, and you're ready to take on the day. It's a small act, but it's the consistency of doing it every day that makes it so effective. Over time, it has helped him maintain clarity, health, and vitality. For him, this is one of the small but mighty rituals that has contributed to his robust health and longevity. As we reflect on the daily habits of a man who has defied age for over 30 years, living without illness, staying mentally sharp, and continuing to drive with confidence into his 90s, we begin to see a powerful truth. It's not grand changes, but small, intentional routines that shape a long and vibrant life. Each of his morning habits, whether it's gentle stretching, sipping a glass of warm golden water, walking slowly under the trees, or simply breathing deeply in the fresh air, reveals a deep understanding of what the body and mind truly need as we grow older: movement, mindfulness, and meaningful rituals. These habits aren't difficult. In fact, they're so simple that many overlook them. But that's exactly the point. It is consistency, not complexity, that builds lasting health. A protein-rich breakfast gives strength. A few quiet minutes to center the mind brings emotional peace. Splashing the face with cold water or taking deep outdoor breaths awakens circulation and clarity. These are moments of care, signals we send to our body every morning that say, I'm still here, I'm still alive, and I still matter. To our dear viewers, aging is not a decline, but a shift into wisdom, intention, and simplicity. You still have the power to protect your health, Sharpen your mind and feel joy in your days. Start with one habit. Try it tomorrow morning. Then try another the next week. Before long, you may discover, as he did, that health isn't something you chase. It's something you build moment by moment through love and presence. If this message touched you, we invite you to subscribe to Elderly Stories, where we share powerful lessons, quiet wisdom, and inspiring habits from those who age with grace and strength. Let's walk this journey together.